this is Jamerica 5288. I hope you didn't hear that. I hope I could edit that out. I was singing to myself. But I was watching it. Of course, I always watch YouTube. I try to get a little bit of everything. And there was a lady and man on there last night, and they were planting the onions. I was like, I thought it was onion season, but when I looked at the seed packet, it was like planting early spring. And I was like, by then, isn't it too late? Shouldn't you have your bulbs before then? I ordered some onion seeds, a bunch of them. One of them is Texas Early, I don't know, Grania. I don't know. It's a Texas onion, apparently. Then I got yellow sweet Spanish onion. I got Alyssa Craig onion. I got flat of Italy onion. And I have red of Florence. So I have this pod because, and some of these pods are no good. You know, sometimes you take stuff and you throw it to the side because I didn't think I was going to use this tray, but apparently onions like to be planted in small pods. So I have a couple of pods that I don't know if I can use because they're cracked up. I might put some plastic in it, you know. I'll doctor some stuff up. You know me. That's what I should go do. Get some plastic wrap and put it in there. I don't know. Then I won't have, no, I'm not going to use it because then I won't be able to I won't be able to drain the water. So this pod was like behind this pod seed tray. I believe I bought this one from Walmart. It was behind the shed. Behind the shed. Everything I want to see is behind that shed. It's organized. Well, now it is. It wasn't earlier. I went through and I said, girl, Jamerica, this don't make no darn sense. Get it together. Clean it up. So we're going to plant our onions. I'm going to leave these two pods out because those are cracked open. Everything else is getting some dirt in it. Everything else is going to be used. I was fussing at myself earlier because I thought I didn't plant any bell peppers. And I did. Remember when I was planting those bell peppers and I said, all I need is 2 red? Well, that's all I got, 2. I found them. They were in the tray over there. One of them was flipped over on the side. And I was like, I only have 1 bell pepper in the house? I was like, that doesn't make any sense. I know I planted 2. Sure enough, there was another one. Luckily, I looked for it because it wasn't getting enough UV rays from that sun lamp. But today's about onions, right? So I went and this is fresh dirt. I went and bought some more Texas dirt. And we're gonna fill this thing up and we're gonna get our onions planted. Next thing is garlic. Garlic has to be planted also, but that's going outside. So here we go. Hey, I didn't realize that onions like to be planted in like small, tiny areas, or I would have taken better care of this tray. Oh well. Hindsight 2020. It's still here, right? I just messed up 2 pods. All is well. That's 46 instead of 48 pods available. And I wet the soil before I brought it over here. That's why I put it in this container, so I put it under the sink. I wish I had, I dumped out some water earlier today, and that I should have saved, because that was rainwater, which is better than tap water. It's not treated. It's not treated like tap water is with all those chemicals. Although the water that comes out of my tap is filtered. I have a house, the house is filtered. I had that redone a couple of months ago. So I was like, you know what? You always get the notices for water, bad water, like a month after you've been drinking it. And they were like, you know, and I don't check my mailbox every day. I check it like once a week, maybe. It's down the block. I live in an area where all our mailboxes are in one area. It's not in front of our house. Even if it was, I probably wouldn't check it anyway. So you always get the notices, or I always get them like 2 weeks later. because they, all kind of, he said microorganisms have been found in the drink. Boil water notices is what they're called. Happens a lot. Water gets contaminated by something, and then we find out about it. So I got sick of that, and I got a filtration system for the whole house. Doesn't cost that much. Well, doesn't cost that much to buy the filter. Then you have to hire a plumber to get it in. But I know a plumber, and he's a I don't say decent guy. He's a nice guy, so he comes in. He does it for me, not for free, but he does it for me for a reasonable price. So I feel blessed to know him. All right, so, but I said that to say, it's a seed. I don't want this seed. I got an erroneous seed from somewhere else. I don't want that planted. So I got my pots filled. My hands are really dirty, so I'm gonna wash my hands before we start. Just making sure I got enough dirt in all of them before I go wash my hands. Then I'm gonna get a little stick to make holes so we can plant our onions. This is not enough onions. I need more. I need more. It's not enough. 46 is not enough onions. I need at least a half a year of onions. So it's 356 days a year, 182 days. I need 182 onions. I don't cook onions every day. I'm exaggerating, but I need more onions, more than this. I know that. I use more than 46 a year, or a half a year. I went to the supermarket, and I usually go to the supermarket early in the morning, because I know that the pestilence is back, and I don't want to be infected. Well, I remember one morning during the lockdown, where everybody was working from home. I went to the supermarket before work, because I have to be at work or I have to log in by 9 o'clock, right? So I went to the supermarket really early, 6 o'clock in the morning, so I could be home to log in on time. And there was a lady there, noticeably sick. She went through the entire store coughing and touching everything. And it wasn't like she was buying it. She was coughing over everything. And initially, there was people in there with their children, because a lot of people do that. They go there and they don't want to expose their children and their older parents. Like there was some grandparents there that morning also. And she was all over the store coughing. And I remember we were in the produce department. So I knew she was doing it on purpose when I saw her in the can section and she was going through the aisles, just picking stuff off, and she was just coughing, right? Finally, we get to the produce, right? She wasn't there yet. And I was talking to an elderly Hispanic lady about tomatillos. And I was asking her, can I use this instead of tomatoes? And she was telling me, you use it in stews and use it in this. And the lady came, started going through the vegetables. So I say that to say, I hope I didn't catch anything, because I went to the supermarket at about 6 o'clock in the morning 2 days ago, because I know what's on the rise, right? And I don't want to catch it. And every time I go to the store, I think about that lady. And I had to pray for her, because initially I got really angry because I'm looking at the older Hispanic lady. She had to be 70, 72. And she's going there with her grandchildren to shop for food, because she doesn't want to be in the store with a bunch of people, because she doesn't want to get sick. And this lady's doing that. So initially I got super mad in my mind. I'm thinking all kind of stuff. In my mind I was thinking, I was so mad. You ever been so mad that you just freeze and you just look at a person? Because I knew what her spirit was saying to me. I knew what she was doing. This was purposely done. So I'm still mad when I get home, right? And I'm working, and this thing it was like, I just kept on seeing her. I can see her right now in my mind, coughing all over everything on purpose. Then I said to myself, what kind of person would do something like that? Someone who has deep wounds, someone who has been so hurt that they feel like they have, if they got it, they need to give it to everybody else. It was a terrible thing, but then I said, you know what? I don't feel sorry for her, but I knew that that's a person that I need to pray for, not to dislike. Because you see stuff like that, you say, okay, that's evil. Well, who am I to judge? I mean, I could do something unbeknownst to me that somebody has deemed evil. So I try not, what's that? He who is without sin cast the first stone. Got to think about that when you judge people. You don't know what they've been through. You just have to pray for them. If you don't understand, sometimes it's exactly what you think it is, but you still have to pray for them, because what is going on in that person where they would do something like that purposely? You have to be hurt. You have to have some kind of emotional damage. But God sees. It's not for me to judge, it's for God to judge, right? So I say that because I'm hoping I didn't catch something while I was in there the other day. The whole reason why I go in there early in the morning is because I don't want to be exposed to hundreds of people. Because HEB, that's like our outing out here. Everybody goes there. There's at least 300 people. We have super supermarkets. We don't have the little ones. We have supermarkets that have at least 200 to 300 people in it on a daily basis. If you go during, the peak hours. It's a huge store. It's a warehouse. It's just as our HEBs out here. Most of them are super HEBs. Are just as big as a Costco. Bigger than some Costco's, or bigger than some super Walmarts. We have Walmart too, and it's bigger than the Walmart. So this one, I planted the Texas early grano. Got it. So that's that row right here, closest to me. So I'm gonna put this right here, so I'll know. Shoot, I don't want it to fall off. And I'm a lefty. Let me move this over a little bit. Because if I don't put it here, I'll forget. Okay, next row is gonna be the yellow sweet Spanish. Oh man, I really dislike being sick, but I'm a human being, right? I'm not speaking it into existence, but I lost a seed. But I can tell when something's going on in my body, and I don't want to be sick, but it's happened before, and it'll probably happen again. As long as I'm alive, I should be thanking God I'm still alive. I still have a chance to be a better person tomorrow, every day. Try to be a better person. All right, I'm getting it done. Ran out of seeds. If I can find that one that fell in my lap. I'm looking for it. Is that you? Let me just get another seed. I'm picking up dirt and looking at it like it's a prospect. Needle in the haystack. Just need 1 or 2 seeds. And I got 3. All right. Okay, so the yellow sweet Spanish, second row is done. The next one is Alyssa Craig's onion. Look at her. Isn't she a cutie pie? That's why I picked it, because I liked her picture. I was like, oh, she's so sweet looking. That onion bigger than she is. I don't need an onion that big, but I like I like her because she's cute. An onion is humongous though. So if you see a humongous onion, I didn't shoot it up with a bunch of steroids. It's an Alyssa Craig. Shoot. Okay, I got Red Florence and Flat of Italy. So. Come on, Alyssa. Here we go. One by one. We're getting it done. Been waiting for fall for so long. Just like a dream come true. When I heard the rain last night, or when the rain came yesterday, shouldn't say last night because it started in the daytime. It was like I exhaled. I said, finally, the drought is over. Well, it's not officially over because the reservoirs haven't filled back up. But we got some rain. Those fissures are starting to close back in. Got at least a ½ inch, which is good enough for me. Here go another seed. You're trying to escape. Get you, put you in a hole. You ain't going nowhere. I got you. So this is Flat of Italy. I need 1, 2, 3, 6. Okay, we got them all in. Let's cover them back up. Move these big old logs out the way. That's the thing about buying inexpensive soil. It's not sifted well. They semi-sift it. Pat it down real good. Girl, finish one row before you start on another. Organization is the key. So I'm gonna have to watch another YouTube video to find out when I'm supposed to put these in the ground. I think you're supposed to put them in the ground in January or February, but I don't know. It's my first time planting onion seeds besides those bunching onions, and I don't think that's worth planting. Just buying from the store. Takes more effort. And they're only 50 cents for a bunch. And you can use them over and over again. You just use the top part and reuse and plant the bottom, and they'll grow back over and over again. As long as you keep watering them. So those, I don't grow those. I bought 1 pack of those seeds and I was just mad at myself. I said, why did you do this? When you know the secret, just buy the bunch of onions and cut off the tops, use the tops, and plant it. Stick it in some water first and then plant it. Another stick there. I had to, so every time I redo my hair, it seems that my dog, he looks at me and says, oh, she just redid her hair. Let me run into the bushes. Obviously, I left the door open, right? I was looking at the chickens, doing something with the chickens. And I could hear him because he has heavy feet. And he must have saw a rabbit because he took off. I'm sure he saw a rabbit because the rabbit, he almost got it. I heard it scream. He must have bit its leg or something. He wanted that rabbit bad. So he takes off and he's way in the back of the yard. And he's behind the Arizona cypress, those big old pine trees I have back there. They're not pine trees, they're cypress trees. Twiggy. And he goes into the brush pile, right? So then I think he's going to turn back and come back in the yard. No. The fence, one of the panels fell down behind one of the cypress. I didn't know it was down until he went into the other people's yard. So here I am in my neighbor, excuse me, in my neighbor's yard, chasing this German Shepherd down. So finally, I tell him, you need to sit down. So he sits down. And I quietly rush him out of their yard back into my yard. So he's been in jail ever since. Him and the Chihuahua. I forget what the Chihuahua does. The Chihuahua was always in trouble. He was locked up already. So they're both up there. One's in one jail, and the German Shepherd is right alongside him in the other jail. The kennel is the jail. They've been there for hours. Because I need him to listen to me and not go in people's yard. And I need to go and fix that fence. Don't want anybody to shoot my dog. That's what they'll do. That is what they'll do. So, all right. Today has been an interesting day. I found out there's a plant out there that I didn't know what it was. And I'm looking at it, and I said, I do not know what this is. So I have an app that I can look it up. I apparently planted some custard apple, which is called sweet sop. So this right here, this is soursop, and there's another one over there. Its sister that is in the same family is called sweet sop. It's just like soursop, except it's sweeter. Obviously, it has some seeds. Well, I know I had some seeds. I ain't gonna tell you where it got it from. But I knew I had some seeds, but I didn't think they were gonna germinate. And they did. So I put the seeds, apparently I put some seeds in the container this spring. You know, just to try to see if it will grow. And I forgot about it. So I'm looking at this plant, and I know it's not a weed because I could tell by the leaves that it was something that I planted, because there's no weeds that have leaves like that. And that's because it's a tree. So I'm doing a video, and I'm going through, and I'm like, I don't know what this is, because I know one was ashwagandha, but this one is bigger than the ashwagandha, so I planted it in spring. I do this all the time, and I keep saying, mark things, but I never do. So that's why I gotta mark these. So I get the app, and it's sweet sop, custard apple. I was in Jamaica last year on my birthday in October. And I know that I ate a sweet sop while I was there. But I ordered the seeds. Or maybe I didn't. I don't know. I'll never tell. So it's growing. And I'm so happy. That made me so happy. Now I'm just like, once you discover that you have something precious, then you're always worried that something's going to happen to it. So I left it in the same spot, and I'm just gonna continue to do what I've been doing and make sure that it survives. Now I know that in the wintertime I'm gonna have to bring it in, because that's a tropical plant, just like this one is, and the other one down there. And I looked, and it looks like there are 2 of them in there, if not more. So I looked on the bottom, and the roots have not come to the bottom of the pot. That's how I checked. I look on the bottom of the pot to see if there's any white stuff. I could see any roots, and I didn't see any. So I'm gonna leave it alone for now. But I'm so thankful. Oh Lord, stuff like that just makes me happy. It seems like all the tropical stuff is what grows for me. I don't know what it is about that. Maybe it's my mama's roots. Mama roots. My mother's Jamaican roots. My mama is Jamaican. So here we are. We have all our onions done. Let me go and get some straws, and we're going to mark them, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So the first one we're gonna do is Flats of Italy. So I'm just gonna write Italy on there, just to make things simple for myself. I'm a lefty. T-A-L-Y. Flat of Italy. All right, we got one time, one done. And I'm gonna put you right there. Why not? Italy. That's done. Put it back. So the next one is Alyssa. I like her name. A-L or Alisa. So Alyssa. I-S-A. A couple of months from now, I'll be like, Alyssa, Italy. What is that? Hopefully, I'll just look at the video. That's how I track stuff nowadays when I'm like, what is that? I know I did a video. Now, if I don't do a video, then there's a problem. Alyssa's done. Alyssa Craig, she's done. So, sweet Spanish. That didn't work out. Just write Spanish, girl. Okay, Spanish. Italy, Alyssa, Spanish. Cut this one off and put it right here. And then Texas, my favorite. Texas, where's this thing? Texas is so great, it has its own onion named after it. Don't mess up Texas. You gotta get that bold. We want people to know. We put TX. Texas. Shoot. What's wrong with that? Texas fell out. How could you? How could you, Straw? Don't do that again. You stay down there. All right. So the table's a mess. I have one set of onions that I didn't use, and that's Red of Florence. Now I might do another tray and incorporate that one with the Flat of Italy. I don't know. We'll see. So I have 46 onions, or 46 seeds from onions planted. Thank you for being with me, guys. I don't feel very well. My ear is all stopped up. Hopefully I'm not catching a cold. But if I do, it'll be fine. Everything is fine. Sit up straight, girl. You ain't punched all over like you defeated. Sit up. Now, y'all remember me talking about my grandma, right? She always talked about posture. She had good posture. So I thank you guys for being with me, and I'll see you on the next one, okay? Y'all have a good day, and remember to take care of yourself, okay? Bye.